Welcome dear student. Welcome again to my channel Talking Physics with Piyas Sarkar. So you all know that the HS exam of West Bengal Board, ISC and all other boards are coming soon, and also the joint entrance, advanced and NEET exams are coming in May 7. The NEET exam was held. So today we will discuss about a important chapter of class 11, which is motion in one dimension or motion in a straight line. So what will we discuss today? We discuss about the concept of the distance, displacement, average velocity, instantaneous velocity, acceleration, instantaneous acceleration, and also some basic numerical example which you will know it earlier or not. If you don't know the question, please watch the video full, or if you know the answer then you may skip my channel, but if you don't know the answer, please keep patience and watch till the end. So without wasting my time, let us start the video. So our topic is one dimensional motion. So what is one dimensional motion? One dimensional means if a particle goes along x axis or along y axis or along z axis, then it is called one dimensional motion. If a particle goes along x axis, along y axis or along z axis, then it is called one dimensional. We know that this x, y, z, every line, every axis is known as one dimensional axis. So you know it earlier, but we talk about some important topic, that is the difference between distance and displacement. The distance is actually the total path length of the path a body covered. If a body goes from A to B and if the length of the path is 5 km, then here distance is 5 km. But what about the displacement? If the body goes to A to B, then its displacement is also 5 km. But if a particle goes in the curved line from A to B, then here distance, and it is also 5 km, then here the distance is 5 km, but here we cannot measure it displacement. We can measure the displacement by only connecting by straight line the initial and final point. So here this curved length is distance and the straight line path is displacement. Now the necessary question is, if distance and displacement is equal all the time or have some other value? The answer is, if a particle goes along a straight line, then its distance and displacement will be same. But if the particle does not go in a straight line, then the distance always greater than the displacement. Again, if a particle starts from A and goes from B and come again A, so if this path length is 5 km, then here distance is, 5 plus 5 is equal to 10 km. But here displacement is 0, because displacement is measured by the distance between initial and final point. If the initial point and the final point of a particle remain the same point, then its displacement is 0. Otherwise, the displacement has some values. So when the displacement and distance are equal, if a particle goes along the straight line path, then only its distance and displacement will be equal. Now we go with the velocity. What is velocity and what is speed? Velocity is displacement by time. Velocity is displacement divided by time, and speed is distance by time. And mod of velocity, if we take the velocity and its mod, then it gives the speed of a particle. Speed of a particle. Next we go with average velocity. If a particle goes from x1 to x2 from time t1 to t2 or in time t1 to t2, then its average velocity is total displacement divided by total time. Total displacement is x2 minus x1 and total time is t2 minus t1. And hence also the average speed is total distance by total time. Now what about the instantaneous velocity? Instantaneous velocity. If, and it is written as del x del t. If instantaneous velocity means the velocity of the particle at a particular instant of time. If a particle goes from A point to B point and it crosses a several points C, D, E, then when it crosses the point C, then the velocity of the particle is called instantaneous velocity. That is the velocity of the particle at any time. If while crossing the point C, its time is t dash, then the velocity at time t dash is called instantaneous velocity. The velocity at any instant of time around a part, around a point or around a time is called instantaneous velocity, and here the time difference is very small and its limiting value, if we take the limiting value limit delta t approaches to 0, delta x delta t, we can write it as del x dx dt. That is the first order derivative of displacement gives the instantaneous velocity, but average velocity is the sum of the total displacement divided by sum of the total time. So we can go with the average acceleration and average instantaneous acceleration. This also average acceleration is the change in total velocity by total time, change in velocity by change in time. Now we go with a numerical which you understand. Okay, so the first numerical is on a 60 km track. If a track A and B, the track length is 60 km. On a 60 km track, a train travels first 30 km. That is, if this is the midpoint, then first 30 km with a velocity 30 km per hour. How fast must the train travel in the next 30 km? We cannot know the velocity of the train in the next 30 km. How fast the train will travel in the next 30 km, so as the average velocity, that is V average, equal to 40 km per hour or hour inverse. How can we solve this mathematics? So we cannot know the velocity of the train in the second half. We know the average velocity is total distance, that is s1 plus s2 upon t1 plus t2. Now here we can say s1 equal to s2 equal to s, that is 30 km. So V average is given by s plus s divided by t1. Now we cannot find, we do not know the time of t1. So here in place of t1 we can write s divided by v1 and s divided by v2. So we can get that 2s divided by, if we take common the s, so we can get 1 by v1 upon 1 by v2. s will be cancelled out. So we can get 2 v1 v2 divided by v1 plus v2. Now the problem is more easier. We know the value of v average, we know the value of v1, but we don't know the value of v2. We shall find out it. So v average is 40 as per the question. So 2 multiplied by v1 is 30 km per hour and v2 is unknown, divided by v1, that is 30 plus v2. So we can get it, or we can get it 1200 plus 40 v2 is equal to 60 v2, or 20 v2 is equal to 1200, or v2 equal to 60 km hour inverse. So in this way we can easily solve this mathematics. Please take a look so that you can understand it better. Don't skip the video. Okay, I can emphasize the word don't skip, because in the entire video I can say you a lot of important things which if you skip the video you cannot do it. In our daily life we can uselessly define some time. We do not use the time. We destroy our time using playing games in mobile and using the social media. But if we utilize this time, 2 minutes, 10 minutes or 15 minutes by to understand this type of video, so in future in exam it will be more easier for you to do any numericals you can give in. So this is the first video of this chapter. We can do more and more numerical in the upcoming videos. So please subscribe and watch my channel. Now we can go with numericals 2. This is the very good example of displacement and distance. In a circle, a point traversal 3/4 of the circle of radius r. A point traversal 3/4 of the circle. So at first we divide this circle into 4 equal parts. So a point at, we say a point is traverse 3/4 of the circle and reach the point D. The radius of the circle is said to be r. Okay. Now the magnitude of average velocity is, we have 4 options here. The magnitude of average velocity is, number A is pi r divided by t, number B is 3 pi r divided by t, number C is root 2 r divided by t, and number D is r by root 2 t. So this is very easy. So we cannot here consider the total distance but the displacement. As we know that the displacement is the total length between the initial and final point. So here initial point is A and final point is D. So if we join this line from A to B by a straight line, then it will be the distance. Now AD equal to the total displacement. Okay. Now what is the value of AD? Now if we can say that the center of the circle is O, then according to the figure AOD is a right angle. So you can, if this is R, then this is also R. So we can get AD equal to R square plus R square under root, that is root 2 R. Now average velocity, V average is total displacement AD divided by total time, it is set T. So we can get root 2 R by T. So what will be the answer? Root 2 R divided by T is match with C. So the answer will be C. Next, I can ask you a question. If a particle is at rest and motion simultaneously at the same time, if it is said to be a particle is rest and in motion at the same time or not. So a particle will be rest and motion at the same time simultaneously because it is defined by the reference frame or frame of reference. If a train is or a car or a bus is moving on the road, then according to a passenger, the fellow passenger see the passenger at rest. That is, the passenger sits beside the first passenger, sees him at rest. But the man or observer outside the bus watch or see the man inside the bus moving with velocity equal to bus. So for this observer, this man, that is man 1, is moving, but according to the passenger, the fellow passenger, the first man is at rest. So it is possible that a person or any object is simultaneously at rest and moving. It depends on the point of observation or frame of reference. Now we go with problem number 3. Let us do some derivative problems. So the displacement x of a particle varies with time as x equal to a e to the power minus alpha t plus b e to the power beta t. A e to the power minus alpha t plus b e to the power beta t, where alpha, beta and a, b are constant. So we have 4 options. That A, number option 1 is the velocity is increase with time. Number B, the velocity is decrease with time. Number C is depend on alpha and beta. Drop to 0, number D is becomes 0 or drop to 0 when alpha equal to beta. If you know the answer, then it's okay. If you do not know the answer, please see till I complete the total mathematics, total sum, numericals. So as per the displacement is given, we can obviously know the velocity is the first order derivative of the displacement, that is dx dt, which becomes a minus alpha e to the power minus alpha t plus b beta e to the power beta t. So minus of a alpha e to the power minus alpha t plus b beta e to the power beta t. Now, as per the questions, that change of velocity, that is the velocity, change in velocity dv dt, which given the acceleration a equal to a alpha square e to the power minus alpha t plus b beta square e to the power beta t. That is the change of velocity, and this quantity must be greater or equal to 0. Now obviously increase with time, it is not decrease with time. Obviously it is not decrease with time, and depend on alpha and beta, sorry, depend or independent, be independent, this option be independent of alpha and beta. Sorry, we can take a mistake. Independent of alpha and beta is not true, because it depends on alpha and beta. Becomes 0 when alpha and equal to beta. If we put alpha equal to beta in this equation, it is not equal to 0. So these three, decrease with time, independent of alpha beta, and become 0 will be not correct. Then the correct answer is increase with time, because the whole quantity is greater than 0, and if the velocity with elapse of time becomes increases, so it increase with time is the right answer. I hope you understand the whole process. So the velocity, we do not find out the velocity, because we obviously find here the rate of change of velocity, okay, because we can find out the dependent of velocity, the change in velocity with time, so we can get the proper result. So here we cannot take only the value of velocity, we can take the value of acceleration also, and show that how velocity changes with time, so we can get the proper result. Next, we can go with such type of problems that v, that is velocity, is given as beta x to the power minus 2n. What is the value of a? Value of acceleration a. Now acceleration a means dv dt, but here no t terms is involved. So we can first take dv dx, that is beta minus of 2n x to the power minus 2n minus 1, that is which gives minus 2n beta x to the power minus 2n minus 1. Now acceleration a equal to dv dt, we can write it as dv dx into dv dx into dx dt. Now dv dx and dx dt, that is the dx dt is v to dv dx. Put the value of v. What is v? Beta x to the power minus 2n, and dv dx we can get the value minus 2n beta x to the power minus twice n minus 1. So we can get minus twice n, this beta is beta square x to the power minus 2n minus 4n minus 1. This is the answer of the acceleration of the particle. Okay, in this way we can find out different mathematics. Today is the first class of one-dimensional motion. We can go with another mathematics, another numerical, which is very important, and then today's lecture we will finish the today lecture, and we'll go with the next video in the next day in the same topic. So please watch my video. It is said that in a car race, a car A takes a time. Suppose in a car race, the two car is racing. Car A, car B and car A. Sorry. Car A takes time t less than car B. So car A takes a time t less than car B. So if we take that car A takes t1 time, then car B takes t1 plus t time. Car B takes t1 plus t time because car A takes t time less, that is car B takes t times more than car A. And also the speed of car A becomes v more than car B. Obviously, as car A takes smaller time, then its velocity is greater than car B. So let us take that car B, the velocity of car A is v1, sorry, the velocity of car B is v1, then the velocity of car A is v1 plus v. So we have to prove that if the acceleration of car A is a1 and acceleration of car B is a2, then prove that v is equal to under root a1 a2 into t. Very important mathematics. Okay, write down in your copy. In a certain car race, two cars A and B are running. So the car A takes smaller time t than car B, that is car A takes t1 time, then car B takes t1 plus t time. And the speed of car A is v times greater than car B. So we can say that car B takes v1 time, then car A takes v1 plus v time. And if the acceleration is uniform, that the car A acceleration is a1 and car B acceleration is a2, then prove that v equal to root a1 a2 t. So for car A, v1 plus v is equal to v equal to u plus at. So v1 plus v is equal to 0 at it starts from rest, 0 plus a1 and t1, a1 t1. And for car B, we can set what is the velocity of car B? v1 equal to 0 plus a2 t2. Now we can say it equation 1, you can say it equation 2. Now subtract equation 2 from equation 1, we can get v1 plus v minus v1 is equal to a1 t1 minus a2 t2. Sorry, a1 t1 minus a2 t2 is not the right. Car B takes the value t1 plus t, t1 plus t, but t2 is becomes t1 plus t. So you can write it as a2 t1 plus t, that is a1 minus a2 t1 minus a2 t, a1 minus a2 t1 minus a2 t. Okay. So from this equation we can write as a1 minus a2 t1 minus a2 t. We have to find out the value of t1. So we can find out the value of t1 is okay. As the two car reaches the same distance, then SA equal to SB, that is half A1 T1 square, half A1 into T1 square is equal to half A2 T1 plus T square. Okay. Half of cancel, then we can get T1 plus T, then we can get, sorry, the light has been gone, T1 plus T divided by T1 square becomes A1 by A2. That is 1 plus T by T1 becomes root under A1 by root under A2. So, we can get the value of T by T1 is equal to root A1 by root A2 minus of 1, that is T equal to, or T1 equal to, T by T1 equal to root A1 minus root A2 divided by root A2. So, what is the value of T1? T1 is root A2. We can get the value of T1 equal to root A2 by root A1 minus A2, root A1 minus root A2 times T. Okay. So, we can do it. We have to take this equation. Okay. So, we can get the value of T1. So, put the value of T1 in this equation. In this equation, we can get V equal to A1 minus A2 multiplied by T1 is root A2 divided by root A1 minus root A2 times T minus A2 T. So, A1 minus A2 we can multiply it by A1 plus root A2 divided by root A1 minus root A2 multiplied by root of A1 plus root A2 minus A2 times T. We have to prove what? V equal to root A1 A2 T, root A1 A2 times T. So, here we can get A1 minus A2 root A1 A2, this plus root A2 means A2, and here T is here, and this is A minus B into A plus B, that is A square minus B square, root A1 square minus root A2 square, that is nothing but A1 minus A2, and it is obviously multiplied by T minus of A2 T, this term. So, this term will be cancelled. We can get root A1 V equal to root A1 A2 T plus A2 T minus A2 T. This will be cancelled. So, we finally get V equal to root A1 A2 T. Proved. So, this type of numericals is coming on JEE Advanced or NEET exam. In the previous day, we shall do more numericals using this equation or this chapter. So, if you watch my videos and learn a lot of things newly, so please subscribe my video and watch the video full so that you can do not skip a single interesting fact. Okay. So, for today, okay, thank you and good night, as I am shooting at night. So, with best of luck and best wishes, talking physics with P.R. Sarkar. Thank you.